All right.
Okay. My topic is at least 1% of the federal budget should be spent on helping Native American youth gain a higher education to become educators to the next generation, to increase their statistics and to give back to their people. My major claim is that the money should be invested into people to reach out and provide youth and families with information and opportunity to gain higher education. My claims are that the opportunities are not reaching the people that are in necessity of them. The government isn't doing their part to directly solve the problem, and the aspect of Native American culture. Because Native American youth are the most at-risk population in the United States, according to www.aspeninstitute.org, from ages 15 to 24, the focus is 1, health prevention. For example, the Congress has only met 50% of American Indian health care needs. 2, safety and juvenile justice. Native American youth have a long history and high rate of gang violence. 15% of the youth are involved in gang activity compared to 8% of Latino youth and 6% of African American youth. The study was conducted by the Office of Juvenile Justice and Delinquency Prevention. In order to prevent these violences and dangers to the Native American youth, education is the key. It's important to keep the youth busy. If you help youth stay in a positive environment where they can do well, excel, and stay in the right path, then there is a high probability that the outcomes of the youth will be positive. Only 0.9% of Native youth, according to www.niea.org, enroll 0.9% enroll in higher education, and only 0.9 receive 2-year degrees, and only 0.6 receive 4-year degrees. As you can see, this number is very low, and there are several Native associations working hard to improve these statistics. But no matter how hard they try, the government has to do their part as well. The government isn't doing their part in trying to directly solve the problem. For their ongoing initiatives, there's the Executive Order 13592, improving American Indian and Alaska Native educational opportunities and strengthening tribal colleges and universities. That was signed by Barack Obama in December 2011 to improve the educational resources available to students in the Indian country. That was found in Aspen Institute as well. According to whitehouse.gov, Obama made a commitment to rebuilding and revitalizing communities across the country that will target investments to communities hardest hit by recession. As you can see, the government is currently slowly taking initiative to make a difference for what Native Americans lost and don't have, but there's a way to directly get to the problem. They've made several attempts to help the communities, but not to help youth directly. I think they are trying to find ways around the problem instead of directly trying to start with the youth. You need to be educated in order to gain a higher education and learn more about their culture and about themselves in order to help the next generation. And how Native American culture comes into aspect. Their culture has been decimated, and many youth don't know their culture because of the historical devastation that has happened. It's like a cause and effect situation. The government has provided some opportunity for Native youth, but for example, they give them money to the casinos, and but there's 566 tribes, and not all of those tribes have casinos. And the tribes with casinos choose what they do with that money, and it doesn't mean that they use it for Native American youth education. And as for their culture, since a lot of them don't know about their culture, there's programs and things in in the schools that they can learn about their culture, and so they can teach their next generation. The government has provided some opportunity for jobs benefiting tax cuts, but that only makes people mad and digs a bigger hole in the budget. For my conclusion, like I said, the money should be invested into people to reach out and provide youth with information and opportunity to get higher education. Many of the youth and the families don't know about a lot of the programs and opportunities that there are. I think it's better, and it would be a better solution to train individuals to go out and to personally teach and to personally help the youth themselves, and also shows that the government is willing and cares about people in their country. Thank you.
The outline for me? Oh, I thought you had the one that she was speaking from just now. Did you get one?
She only had one copy.
Okay. When I gave it to you, is that because you needed an outline to do a refutation speech on?
Yeah.
Okay, I can't take it away from you. All right, I'm misunderstood. So she just gave it back to you after she spoke? Is that what that? Oh, okay. Now I understand. All right, Monica, the proposition is got 6 dependent clauses in it. It's a policy claim, and then you somehow distinguish it from your major claim, which I'm not quite sure how you see the proposition and the major claim being different things. But even then, your major claim then has multiple parts to it, and it's also a policy claim. So that's a problem to start with. The secondary points, you've got a partial label on what the secondary points are, but the numerical signposts are missing. And in the body of the speech, I don't really hear those secondary claims being labeled for us. It just, we get a data dump of information about the number of kids enrolled in higher education, factual data about what programs exist, assertions about whether or not the programs that are in place are designed to help the community rather than youths, an assertion about cultural decimation, and I'm not exactly sure how that is going to be fixed by putting money into this program. When you say 1% of the money that we spend should be spent on that, well, what would that represent? How much of an investment are we talking about here? You don't really identify that either. There's some criticism of the notion that the tribes would be able to fund any of this on their own, even with the casino revenues that they have. Mostly you're saying that this is a choice of the tribes and how to spend the money. Okay, well, why is it that the culture of the tribe, which seems to be one of the things that you're saying has been decimated, why is their decision to spend the money some other way a problem? It seems pretty paternalistic to say you're not spending your money correctly, so let's give you some more money and tell you how to spend it. I'm not sure that that's, culturally sensitive. Maybe it is. Maybe I'm misunderstanding the way the argument is being presented here, but it certainly seems problematic. Now, I did like the early information that you had that suggested that Native Americans in particular have difficulties with their educational level. You had some good statistical information that you presented on the number who even enroll in higher education or complete a degree. That certainly sounds minimal in comparison to other populations. Is the source of that problem a lack of money? That's the thing that you are in essence saying, and therefore it would be appropriate for the government to come in and provide money for doing those sorts of things. But it also sounds to me from some of the other things that you said that the sources of the problem might be a variety of other issues, including gang involvement. Now, you had some statistical information on gang involvement. What I need is the documentation that education is going to prevent the involvement in the gang, and that increasing the amount of money that we stick to education, especially in these Native American cultures, would have the effect that you're talking about. And I think that that's kind of an assumption that money is going to fix a problem. And I don't know. How much money is spent on educating Native American youths now? And if it's lower per capita than any other group, then I would say maybe there is a problem there. But I don't get any of that sort of data here. I just get the outcome data. And the outcome data is pretty devastating. I'll agree with you on that. I think that that really shows that some problem exists. But the source of the problem being a shortage of money, that's what's missing here. And I think that that's the biggest weakness in the presentation. You also speak a little, you probably recognize that you've got one of those quiet voices, and you're a little reserved. In contrast to our previous speaker, who is, I don't want to say bellicose, but she was pretty outgoing on that. And so somewhere between those, you need to kind of get a little energy up and speak out to the audience a bit, build yourself some credibility there. You sound very passive when you're speaking, and I do think that you need to be a little bit more assertive.